It's got all the ingredients, this one. A Watford side full of pace and power, but a bit of youth and naivety thrown in as well. Stoke, the surprise early season promotion contenders, looking to stabilise after 5 defeats in 7 and push themselves back into the playoff places. Both these two sides can be a little vulnerable at times. Both can entertain. Two wonderfully supported clubs at a packed Vicarage Road on a crisp, clear winter's afternoon with the smell of Christmas in the air. What more could you want on a Saturday afternoon? Watford restructure a little in the absence of Mamadou Doumbia and Edo Kayembe, who are both away at the African Cup of Nations. Georgie Chakbatadze and Tom Ince get starts in their absence. The midfield axis of Kyprianou and the talismanic Imran Louza offers strength and creativity. Otman Mama is the man getting all the plaudits right now. The Moroccan-wide player is already being touted as the next high-profile departure from Vicarage Road. Mark Robins opts for experience in what looks a tough away assignment. Former West Ham defender Aaron Cresswell and Steven Nzonzi, both 36 years old, getting the nod. The Ukrainian centre-half Maxim Tolovierov gets a start alongside former Watford defender Ben Wilmot. Robert Bezenik, without a goal so far in Stoke colours, is the lone striker. No such issues for Sorbert Thomas. 8th for him this campaign, and he will be key this afternoon. Now there is Sorbert Thomas, who makes his 300th career appearance this afternoon, and he is in fine form. A success story from non-league Bournemouth all the way to the Championship and, of course, Wales. Watford, a club, of course, who develop and sell players on for profit. They have to. You think about Richarlison, you think about João Pedro, and beyond. And Otman Mama will be the latest of those, possibly. He is the guy to look out for this afternoon. There's Javi Gracia, who is doing a fine job back at the club. Left, of course, with Watford, bottom of the Premier League, but they don't forget his achievements here. An 11th place finish, an impressive character. And although he's got a young side here, they are improving all the time. They have a good home record. And on their day, they're one of those teams who can be a match for anyone at Championship level. Mark Robins left Coventry, of course, now sees them sitting top of the table. That might rancor a little. Different kind of assignment here. It's a rebuild job for him, really, with this Stoke side. He's always a realist, Mark Robins. There is Otman Mama. He is in fine form. £1 million signing from Montpellier over the summer. That looks a bargain already. And we are underway with Stoke in their change kit of all purple. Watford, their familiar yellow and red, of course. Should be a good one, this. As I say, both teams can entertain, both can be a little vulnerable. Certainly Watford, a very young and experienced side, the youngest average age in the Championship. And that does create mistakes here and there, but they're very easy on the eye when they get going, and they've got a good record here at Vicarage Road. Early flick on by Jerem Gort, Danish striker. And a strong challenge there from Matty Pollock to open proceedings. Just wonder what the confidence levels are like with Stoke, who did get a win last time out. It was 5 defeats in 6 before that. The Rails coming off just a little bit after that strong start to the season where they won their opening 3 matches and sat in the top 2. Nobody really expected that. Cipriano just tidying up early on. Scrappy sort of start to the game. Here's Mark Bowler. And Bowler again. Stephen Nzonzi restored to that Stoke City side to bring experience. He's certainly got that at 36 years of age. World Cup winner, of course, with France. Some CV that, isn't it? And Stoke just with a patient build-up. Looks as though Talavieroff, the Ukrainian centre-back by trade, is going to play on this right-hand side, right back. Bit of a rejig this afternoon for both sides who are missing players away at the African Cup of Nations. Now here's Bowler. That's a good-looking ball. There's Chakbatadze involved, who is back in the side. There's Tom Ince. Early touch again for Cipriano. That will go out for a Stoke throw. Not had too many starts, Tom Ince. Trusted by Javi Gracia. Kayembe away at the African Cup of Nations, so had to make 1 or 2 changes. And Tom Ince will play down that right-hand side. Chakbatadze probably will just float in that number 10 position. We wait to find out as the game unfolds. Had a good career, hasn't he, Tom Ince, son of Paul? You won't need reminding of that. 33 years old now, but still a high-quality footballer. Certainly at this level. Sorba Thomas standing over the free kick along with Aaron Cresswell. Some real quality there. Can they find the right kind of delivery early on to trouble Watford? It's gone all the way through and behind, I think, by Bowler. In fact, it came off Phillips, and that will be a Watford goal kick. Do have some real quality in wide areas, Stoke City. Neat link-up play there by Jerem Gord. No real pattern or shape to the game so far in these early exchanges. Watford with a really good home record. Just the 1 defeat here so far this season. Technically, an excellent side. 1 or 2 rough edges. But such a young squad. And with Gracia at the helm, there is a feeling if they can just click, they can push for the playoffs, why not? It's that kind of league, the Championship, isn't it? This is Jeremy Ngakia. Back in the side, was ill last week. Now a touch for Marma. Might get a chance to shoot. Marma does. Well, we said he was a threat. He has been all season, Otman Marma. And he just sends Stoke a little warning sign here, given a bit too much room to cut inside on his right foot. Comfortable save for Johansson in the end. is Ben Wilmot, former Watford player, back at Vicarage Road this afternoon. Knows these surroundings only too well. Early touch from Manhoef. Million Manhoef, the Dutchman. Ola does pretty well. Still though, Manhoef might be a chance here for Stoke. And it was Ngakia who got back and did well. Well, both these sides have exciting young wide players, and Million Manhoef is on that list. 5 league goals already, couple of assists. Just couldn't quite pick out Sorba Thomas at the far post, could he? Both sides threatening in these early stages. It will be a Stoke throw, and it will go long. Watford cleared the danger this time. Back in though by Wilmot. Should be fairly straightforward. And now Tommins on the counter. Has space here. And does well to find Marma. Zenik up front, working hard for Stoke. Chance again for Marma. Likes to cut inside, doesn't he, and get involved. Link-up play. It's end-to-end, and now Manhoef with some space to run into. And Pollock was knowing and did just enough. Bae Jun-ho involved, the South Korean. Here he is once more. Bae Jun-ho full of ideas. Now Thomas. Plenty of invention in that Stoke front four. And that is put behind by Bowler for what will be a Stoke corner. Plenty of early defending for Mark Bowler to do. He's going to have his hands full this afternoon with Manhoef. Defending those deep deliveries from Sorba Thomas as well. Good start to the game. Both sides on the front foot. And Stoke with plenty of height up for this corner. Stephen Nzonzi is there. So too Bosun Lawal. Thomas again, who's always at the heart of these set pieces. That's a good one. Just a bit too high for Lawal, who had ventured forward. Now Cresswell, who's always got a lovely delivery. He does well, and that will be another Stoke corner, will it? Yeah. Bozanic getting on the end of it. Well, we know all about Aaron Cresswell from his West Ham days, of course. That Premier League quality will not leave his left boot. Despite being 36 years of age now, highly experienced and respected campaigner. Good pro. Thomas this time goes short for Manhoef. Couldn't pick out Nzonzi. And now Marma. Not on the same wavelengths as his teammates. Now Bae Jun-ho. It's a good idea. And it was Pollock doing the defending. Well, given offside in the end. Lots of early work for Matty Pollock to do back there. Both sides playing with some freedom. Here is Pollock once again. That's forward by Ngakia. Kieramgord couldn't quite get on the end of that. Well, the Stoke fans in fine voice. Not too far down the M1 on a busy travel day, as I was mentioning earlier, Christmas shopping and all that. Always been a terrifically supported club. Now here's Manhoef again. Showing up well in these early stages, Million Manhoef. Again, Thomas wants to deliver early. It's dangerous, but evades everyone. Well, the game plan is clear as far as Stoke are concerned. Get that ball out to Sorba Thomas early, the Welsh international, and look for deliveries into the box. Bosnic, the target, too far for him that time. Same with Manhoef on this side. 300th career appearance this afternoon for Sorba Thomas. Started at Boreham Wood in non-league and has made it all the way to the Championship and beyond, really, playing for Wales, of course. Cipriano doing what he does best in there, just neat and tidy, breaking play up. Now Loser, who's not seen too much of the ball in these early stages, the Watford captain. Usually the creative hub. This is Marma. Looks a technically gifted player. Bowler with the early cross. Headed clear by Lawal. Marma again. Looks so comfortable at the level for a 20-year-old playing his first season in the Championship, Marma. Here's Loser, more experienced. When he plays well, Watford usually do as well. That was Chuck Batadze looking wide for Ngakia, who has roamed forward and finds some space. Almost came back out for Kjerumgaard. And now there's room again for Manhoef. Asian Ho couldn't quite thread that one through for Bosnic. This game certainly feels very open in this opening quarter of an hour. Maybe too open as far as the managers are concerned. Here's Cipriano. So much space again for Marma. Stoke have to be so careful with him. Nice idea. Kjerumgaard not quite on the same wavelength that time. There's Phillips. Talavierov can play it right back, is a central defender by trade, so playing slightly out of position this afternoon. Chamadou is away at the African Cup of Nations. No recognised right back really in the squad. Good ball forward by him from Manhoef. Looks bright early on, but loses out this time. And it's with Bowler. Here's Bowler again. Almost got a big 3 points last time out, Watford away at Wrexham. As for Mark Robbins and Stoke, well, they managed to get a victory over Swansea, which did rather stop the rot. 5 defeats in 6 before that. Bit of a confidence booster for them going into this one. And you can see that in their play. It's Beijing-Ho again wide for Manhoof. That's Lawal getting forward. Phillips to Wilmot. Yeah, Watford last time out, 2-1 up away at Wrexham. Gave away an equaliser 7 minutes into stoppage time. Real heartbreaker for them. Javi Gracia getting a red card with his frustration spilling over. Was a thought he might be in the stands this afternoon, but he's allowed to take his place on the bench. Just got a fine for his troubles. Usually a pretty calm character. Watford have won 3 of their last 4 home league games against Stoke. Pretty good record. Here's Luza. Called by Chakvetadze. Just for a moment, Tom Ince was interested. But it was Phillips doing the defending. Here's Sorba Thomas. This time Pollock's too strong for him. Real old-fashioned centre-half, isn't he, Matty Pollock? Beijing-Ho just gets a touch for Nzonzi. Cresswell goes back to Phillips, and then it comes all the way out to Talavierov. Manhoof. Osun Lawal just playing in that central midfield position for Stoke this afternoon. Did wonder how they would restructure. And here he is. QPR leading Leicester by 1-0. You'll see that just flash up. And Portsmouth 1-0 up away at Derby County. Callum Lang on the score sheet. Bristol City leading Middlesbrough by 1-0 as well. Emil Rees on target for the Robins. Well, Sorba Thomas looks a real attacking threat, doesn't he? Was on loan at Nantes last year. Did pretty well. 8 goals so far this campaign from 21 appearances. Quite some record, that. Here's Ngakia. Gives it away, though, to Beijing-Ho. South Korean midfield player just sits in that pocket, doesn't he? Behind Bozanic, picks up the pieces, tries to be inventive. I do feel there are goals in this game, as predicted. Both sides with plenty of attacking intent, and both sides just occasionally looking a little vulnerable too. There's a touch for Lawal, back for Ben Wilmot. Ashley Phillips, the Spurs loanee. Watford just happy to sit and wait for the press. There's Talavierov. Good pick out. Thomas again, early delivery, it's a dangerous one. All is half cleared as far as Lawal. There's still some defending here for Watford to do. Is that a free kick for the challenge on Lawal? Referee says no. Well, Lawal getting forward. He's a good athlete. Can do a bit of all in that midfield area. A guy who's played at right back, at centre back. Happy in midfield as well. Gives Stoke some athleticism alongside Steven Nzonzi. He probably needs it at 36 years of age. Kieran links it up well, and now here's Loser. Dangerous guy to give space to from that kind of range. All in was from Chakvetadze. Now Ngakia. And Sorba Thomas just got in the block. And Ngakia getting forward well in these early moments. Tomins looks for the return pass, and it breaks down. Might still be something on here if Chakvetadze can keep it in, and he can. And Sorba Thomas will just tidy it up using all that experience. Pollock probably fouled there. The referee sensibly letting the game continue. Here's Bola. Now Mama. Little rumble in the crowd whenever he gets the ball. We're already talking about Premier League sides having an eye on Otman Mama. For now, though, it's with Ngakia. Good idea for Chakvetadze. Still Chakvetadze. Steven Nzonzi had taken up a good position back there. But a strong spell of pressure for the home side, which should result in a corner, and it does. Chakvetadze finding some space out on that right-hand side, given licence to drift. And has that knack of making things happen. Little buzz inside the ground as Watford make their first real inroads. Corner kick will be taken by the captain, Imran Louza. Pollock is forward. Kieran Gord offers height and strength as well. Decent delivery. Might have been Kieran Gord who was going for it. Had two defenders for company. 7 goals this season for the Dane. Ambitious, but a good effort from a tough position. Would have been some goal. Luka Kieran-Gord on loan from Udinese. 22 goals last season for Odense. His promising player. Certainly brings a physicality, a robustness up there. Header clear was by Bola, and that will be a throw-in for the home side. Mama once more. Good strength from Mama. Comes inside again, looks for Chakvetadze. Those two linking up well. And Ngakia. Tomins. Header clear was by Wilmot. Nice touch in there by Louza. It's now for Bola. Oh, they are probing, and they are starting to find one or two openings, the home side. Tomins in the team this afternoon. And Javi Gracia will like what he's seen in these last 5 minutes or so. It was Bola who got forward. Good cross, actually, just behind Tomins. He couldn't do too much with it. In such an up and down few years, hasn't it, for Watford? Relegated or promoted in 3 of the last 6 seasons. So many managerial changes as well. Could do with a period of stability under Gracia. who was delighted to return to the club. Was out of work for around 3 years, actually. Surprisingly, for a man of his pedigree. Here's Wilmot. Links up with his central defensive partner, Ashley Phillips. Talavierov. Most successful period here, of course, was back in the 80s with Graham Taylor, Elton John, the owner, consecutive promotions into the top division for the first time in their history. FA Cup final, they lost to Everton, UEFA Cup qualification. Good days, great days. Halcyon days for the club. Neat play by Cipriano and Luza. Here's Marma. He is a danger every time he gets on the ball. That's good feet from Luza. Technically, such a good side, Watford. So many good footballers. Chak Batadze, another of those. Early cross was headed clear by Phillips. And Cipriano has to go back to Ngakia. Here's Elaine. Chak Batadze with a searching ball wide, which Silva Thomas does well to sort out. Stoke can just take the sting out of the game a little. Been under pressure these last 10 minutes or so, having made a strong start to the contest. Marma again showing his strength. Loser is fouled. One of the most gifted players in the Championship for sure on his day, Imran Louza. Yellow card in there for the challenge on Louza. That was Bozanic. Well cut out by Nzonzi. Well, Stoke avoided relegation on the final day last season. Won't want to go through that again as Watford come bursting forward once more with Marma. Imran Louza from distance. Best chance of the game so far for the home side. And Imran Louza, as ever, at the heart of everything good for Watford. You cannot give the captain that kind of room from that distance. Marma again involved. And Louza on that left foot. Didn't quite get his range right. But it was close. Lovely player to watch, Imran Louza, so easy on the eye. Just makes Watford tick. Beijing Ho is trying to find Manhoef, who's been quiet. Made a bright start to the game. Stoke can't quite get him involved as they were at the start of the contest. And he looked lively as well. Yeah, Stoke staying up on that final day last season. A goalless draw away at Derby. Luton's thrashing at the hands of West Brom, that unlikely 5-3 defeat. Keeping Stoke in the Championship for another season. So it was a real shock when they began this campaign so brightly with 3 wins. Probably raised expectation a bit too much, as Lawal is a bit overzealous with his challenge. But yeah, Mark Robins keen they just settle down, find some stability this season. He'd be happy with mid-table, or so he says. As Matty Pollock goes back to Selvig. Here's Tom Ince. Now, these 2 Watford centre-halves, both with famous fathers, by the way. Max Alleyne, there he is, son of Mark Alleyne, the former England cricketer. Here's Marmer now. Phillips will tidy that up. Big commanding presence back there. And the free kick goes Watford's way for the challenge on Loser. Bosnick receiving that yellow card already. Just needs to be careful. Does work very hard up there for Stoke, yet to register a goal, and that will be a source of frustration for him, but good physicality and work rate gives them a platform to play off, but needs to be just a bit mindful as the game goes on. Now he sits on that yellow card. Defending to do here for Stoke City. Loser. Header clear was by Cresswell. Now Bae-Jin Ho. Does well, Bae-Jin Ho, the South Korean. Almost a bit of a mix-up there from Alleyne. Does just enough. Well, when they get Bae-Jin Ho on the ball, he does look a threat in that number 10 position for Stoke. Alleyne to Pollock. And he's the son of Jamie Pollock, former Middlesbrough defender. So, famous fathers in that Watford back line. The apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, as they say. Here's Manhoof. Has 3 defenders for company, shows the respect that Watford have for his threat. Loser. Talavierov got a touch. And just the signs that Watford are growing into the contest and starting to take a little bit of control in terms of possession. That shot from Imran Loser about as close as they've come so far, and the home fans will be fairly satisfied with what they've seen so far, with over half an hour gone. Just 2 defeats in their last 17 at home. There's a chance here for Stoke. It was Bosnick. It broke for him. Jerem Gord battling for that with Nzonzi. Here's Bosun Loire. Ipswich a goal up against Sheffield Wednesday. Manhoof now. This time has some room. Has support from Lawal. Header clear was by Kyprianou. Watford defending well, and now it's Loser. Marmer, always the outlet if they can find him. But that one is overrun. Well, they've had to sell the likes of Richarlison and João Pedro, Ismail Assar, of course, in the recent past. It's very much the model they use here, Watford, and you do wonder if Otman Mama might be the latest of those. Still early in his Watford career, but shows real sign of promise. Aaron Cresswell. Compelling sort of contest without being end-to-end. It's Talavierov. Again, Watford just getting numbers behind the ball, happy to give Stoke possession deep in their own half. As Wilmot looks for Manhoof. Just too much for him to do there. Quite tight for Cipriano and also for Pollock. Tommins did really well there. And now Chakvetadze can get forward. Is Georgi Chakvetadze. Good pick out. Might come for Marma. And in the end it comes off Wilmot for a Watford corner. Such a free runner, Chakvetadze, when he gets going. Been suffering with a number of injuries. Managed to find Marma. And that will give Watford the chance to get the likes of Cipriano forward. Pollock is there as well. Loser with the corner. Good defending again from Wilmot. Be keen to impress on his return to Watford, and he's doing a good job so far. Elaine. Ball playing centre-half on loan from Manchester City, where they think highly of him. Chakvetadze. Marma is just roaming. Cresswell knew too much. And Sorba Thomas can come away with it. Free kick will go Stoke's way. Sorba Thomas still seemingly unhappy about something, despite winning the free kick. Another Stoke set piece, and that will cause some anxiety for Javi Gracia. This time it's Cresswell, and it came all the way through for Talavierov, who was offside. Five minutes to go to half-time. Watford 0, Stoke City 0. Bozanic battling away gamely. No real joy for him so far. This time they go more direct. Almost came through for Thomas, who had ventured more centrally. And this time it's cleared away by Elaine. Big, powerful header by Wilmot. Been commanding back there in this first half. Cresswell goes back for Wilmot, and now Ashley Phillips to Talavierov. Looks once again for that diagonal, a bit over-ambitious on this occasion. Lost their last 2 away games, Stoke City, conceding 5 in the process and failing to register. So they'll be fairly happy with a clean sheet at this stage. Something to build on. Mark Robins will be keen to get to half-time. They come forward now, though, through Aaron Cresswell. Again, Bozanic's the target with no real support. And the ball has to be perfect, really, and it wasn't on that occasion. Forward now by Thomas, the Beijing Ho. Cipriano doing the dirty work. And that's Ngakia, who does well. One or two numbers forward. Tomins is among them. And the ball has too much on it. Well, they certainly have threats, don't they, Watford, when they go forward. Ince, Chakbatadze, Mama. Stoke too, in fairness. This is Lawal. That was a bit too easy. The challenge was from Loser, who had got himself in a difficult position. But the challenge is deemed legal. Lawal seemed to turn him quite easily. Loser was the wrong side. Lawal may be just going down a little too easily under the challenge. Come on, Watford, says a lone voice. Half-time approaching. Beijing Ho with the header for Stoke. 5 shots so far for Watford to Stoke City's 2. Possession pretty even, really. Watford just shading it. Mark Robins not looking satisfied with proceedings, but you feel that going in at half-time with a 0-0 would suit him just fine. Avi Grazia will want more from his side in the second half. That's a Watford free kick for the foul on Cipriano, who stays down. And certainly won't want him to pick up an injury, the summer signing from Peterborough. Hector the Protector, they call him, apparently. Does an excellent job shielding in that midfield alongside Loser, and he's a key player for Watford. Still finding his feet, really, at Championship level. Big leap from League One to the Championship, of course. Does look as though he will be okay, just moving a little gingerly. One minute of added time. A cold December afternoon with this busy period of fixtures coming up. 5 games in 16 days. And these Christmas and New Year fixtures can go a long way to deciding the outcome of seasons, can't they? How Watford would like to kick off that little period with a victory here. Move themselves closer to those playoff places. And the referee blows for half-time. An entertaining first half in which the Watford captain, Imran Loser, probably came closest for the home side. His shot from distance, whistling just past the post. And Watford grew into the game, really. Otman Mama looking dangerous whenever he got the ball. 1 or 2 chances for him. Nothing clear-cut, but he has certainly shown his class in this first half and will be a threat in the second. Stoke, though, will be fairly happy with their 45 minutes work. At half-time, it's Watford 0, Stoke City 0. Stoke as well, through that delivery from wide areas from Sorba Thomas, maybe Manhoop as well down the right-hand side. You do feel there are goals in this game without giving it the commentator's curse. We shall see. Matchday was the heart of most good things for Watford, along with the captain Imran Louza. And Watford fans pumped up for this second half. They want to start this Christmas period with a home win. Stoke have 2 home games coming up, so any kind of return from this fixture would be very welcome for them. QPR and Middlesbrough coming up for them at home. Whereas Watford have 2 away fixtures against Leicester and Norwich next. And there is a change at the break, as we talked about. Stoke just wanting a little bit more cutting edge, a bit more thrust at the top end of the pitch. And it's Sam Gallagher who is going to come on in place of Bosniak, who, well, you feel for him because he gets through an awful lot of work but has yet to score in Stoke colours, and he has made way at half-time for the experienced Gallagher. Watford 0, Stoke City 0, as we start this second half. ...30 years old now, Sam Gallagher. 5 seasons at Blackburn. Can play up front or in a wide area. Pretty flexible. But it looks as though he'll be right at the top end of the pitch. Here's Manhoef. That's good from him. Tries to find Gallagher. Now Lawal. Lawal does really well again. Bosun Lawal, and a huge chance for Sorba Thomas. It got a touch off a Watford defender, and that will be a Stoke corner. Well, we said he's the threat. Bosun Lawal has got forward on 3 or 4 occasions and done really well. Good pick out too. And that might have been going goalwards, but for the deflection. 8 goals already this season, Sorba Thomas, Stoke's top goal scorer. If anyone is going to find the net for them, he is the most likely. Corner is from Cresswell. Good header clear from Kieramgor, who was back doing his defensive duties. Now Marma. That's good for Chakbatadze. Heavy first touch. And the chance is gone. Two pretty evenly matched sides by the look of things. Stoke started the day in 7th, so just 1 place off the playoffs. Watford down in 14th, but a couple of wins over this Christmas period and the whole situation changes. And there is a feel that Watford are growing into their season, having made a fairly slow start. And no question they're a side with the ability, technically, to challenge the promotion places, Watford. Can they put together a consistent run, cut out some of the mistakes that have blighted their season so far? That remains to be seen. There's Wilmot. Thomas is dispossessed, and here's Cipriano. Ince. Marma again. Cavalier off is there. Does pretty well, but gives away a corner in the process. Been solid so far, Televiero. Slightly unfamiliar right-back position. Just a word or two for Aaron Cresswell before this corner is taken. Luther again over it, who else? Not his best. Comes back out to Jack Batadze. Here's Manhoef. His back helping out his defence. And does a pretty good job. Ho battling away. Early touch for Sam Gallagher and wins his side a throw. Just a feeling that both these clubs, who have made so many managerial changes in recent seasons, maybe have settled upon two characters that know the requirements, know the level. Mark Robins, so experienced, did a great job at Coventry really for many seasons. Looks the right man at the right time for them, and Grazia has that connection with Watford fans and so much credit in the bank due to his achievements last time in the Premier League. Certainly could do with some stability, couldn't they, Watford, in terms of managers. It's Elaine who is down with a slight knock, the on-loan Manchester City defender. He looks a good player, composed, uses the ball well. Slightly worrying moments for Watford. They wouldn't want to see Max Elaine sidelined. Pretty important player for them back there. There's a slightly concerned look on the face of Javi Grazia. Will not want to break up that central defensive partnership of Matty Pollock and Max Elaine. Nice combination of combativeness and ball-playing ability, those two. Will he be able to continue? Looks as though he will. Here's Nzonzi. Wilmot, outstanding so far on his return to Vicarage Road. So too Luau. Strong performance from him in that central midfield to this point, Bosun Luau. Here's Cresswell. That stoppage for the treatment to Elaine has just taken a bit of momentum out of the game for a few moments. It's Phillips. Phillips again just overruns that. Tom Ince's ears pricked up just for a second. And Victor Johansson should deal with this. Rather gives it away though, carelessly. Can't do that with Marma around. It's Bowler on the overlap. Lawal was tracking, and it is a corner for the home side. Bowler linking up well with Marma down that left-hand side. And they have caused one or two problems from set pieces, Watford. Imran Louza tends to be pretty accurate. It's Tom Ince this time, though. Header was by Pollock. Couldn't get it on target. Good delivery from Ince, and Pollock had quite a lot of time. No real pace on the ball, though, and had too much to do from that kind of distance. Now here's Chakvetadze. A very typical Chakvetadze kind of run. And the challenge from Sam Gallagher, the substitute, was not legal. Hard guy to stop when he gets in full flow, Chakvetadze. On his day, one of the outstanding dribblers in the Championship. Has been struggling though with injuries. Returns to the side this afternoon and is showing up well. Free kick then for Watford. 10 minutes gone of this second half. It remains goalless. Phillips is forward, providing plenty of height. The header was from Alain, and there was an offside, I think, in there. Cipriano back there doing some work as well. Yeah, Kieran Gord is drifting into an offside position as that was taken, I think. Might have been Cipriano. Here's Ben Wilmot. Goes longer this time and finds Manhoof. Now Lawal. And Zonzi, just neat and tidy. Cresswell. Patient build-up. Stoke in no real hurry to force the game. Sorba Thomas for Beijing Ho. Began the game brightly, Beijing Ho. Not seen too much of him really since that opening 10-15 minutes or so. Forward by Wilmot for Cresswell. Now here is Sorba Thomas. That was dangerous just for a moment. Still might be. Lawal. Manhoof. Million Manhoof. What a name. Televier offers in. Free header! And it's Gallagher who is offside. Well, just for a moment, it looked as though the substitute had put Stoke in front. Wow, what frustration for him. A yellow card issued in there as well for the protests, I think. Might have been Sorba Thomas who had some words with the referee. We'll find out. Lovely ball in, and he was just offside, Sam Gallagher. Shame, great header, good finish. And jubilation turns to frustration for the away side as Sam Gallagher's goal is ruled out for offside. Gallagher breaking clear again. Can confirm that Sorba Thomas was the man who received that yellow card, presumably for something said to the referee. Now here's Marmer again. That's a good pullback. Here's Ince! And Watford knocking on the door. One of their brightest moves so far. And Victor Johansson with a key save to deny Tom Ince. Marmer always getting his head up. Found Ince. Didn't do too much wrong. And that's a big save from Johansson. Well, just catching our breath after a busy couple of minutes. That Sam Gallagher goal disallowed for offside. And then the biggest chance of the game so far for Watford, for this man, Tom Ince. It's his corner. The referee has seen something in there, an infringement. Bentona not happy with proceedings there. Thomas, the man booked just moments ago. Bit of frustration maybe for Thomas. Here's Kjerumgaard. Luca Kjerumgaard. Good effort, good save. Victor Johansson in the Stoke goal is starting to have a busy afternoon. And Luca Kjerumgaard did ever so well to make this chance for himself through perseverance, really. Fingertips from Johansson. Ince again, who's taken over these corners from Luza, who sits on the edge of the area now. Watford just starting to go through the gears here as we go past the hour mark. Ince with the corner. There was a touch at the near post. Nothing materialises though for Watford, and a break on maybe for Manhoef, but actually Selvig did really well to read that and come out of his goal. Nzonzi for Wilmot. The tempo just increasing for a moment. Here's Page-and-Ho. Phillips. The old cliche about the first goal being so important, never more so than here. Watford probing, but Stoke still carrying a thread. Talavierov for Thomas. Now he finds Lawal. Cipriani well positioned that time. Lawal again, who's strong. Enjoying the freedom to get forward, enjoying the attack, and showing some real physicality and purpose when he does so. Max Alain not happy with something. Ashley Phillips has come forward, all 6'4" of him. He's a handful. Stoke need to maximise these set-piece situations, particularly with the quality of Aaron Cresswell. Kieran Gore did well! The strike from Sorba Thomas on the volley was not that far away. Well, he's full of confidence. Kieran Gore won the header for Watford. It was ambitious, but not too far wide from Stoke's top goal scorer. Changes then for Stoke City. Lawal you saw going off, and Zonzi as well. And Pearson is coming on. Highly experienced campaigner. Good shift from Nzonzi. Lasted just over an hour. And it's Seko and Pearson who are the men on. They are like-for-like changes. Two midfield men. Watford 2 making a change. And Tom Ince, who came into the side this afternoon in place of Kayembe and did pretty well. He certainly had Watford's best chance of the contest. An excellent save from Johansson. So the first roll of the dice from both managers. Just some fresh legs, really, for Stoke in midfield as Kyprianou takes a knock to the head. Referee will call this back for a foul by Kieran Gore, I think. And another player going into the book, and it is, I think, the man who has just come on, is it? Yeah, I think it's Vivaldo Semedo, Udinese loanee, who has gone into the referee's notebook. Looks as though Watford have gone to two up front. Semedo just joining Kieran Gore. That would appear to be the way they're going to approach this last, well, under half an hour now. That was Bajan-Ho, who dropped deeper, just linking up play. Can't get on the ball as much as he would like, the South Korean. Header clear was by Phillips. Now Marman. Been a bit quieter in this second half and doesn't get that right either. Began the game so brightly. And Javi Gracia has just over 20 minutes plus stoppage time to try to find some answers. That was Manhoof on the break. Pollock it was doing well. And that's a late challenge from Pollock this time. Got his timing all wrong, the Watford centre-half, and he will rightly go into the book. Very late. No arguments there for Matty Pollock. Sam Gallagher really felt that one. He is an uncompromising presence, Matty Pollock. Sorba Thomas then, standing over the free kick. And still we wait for the deadlock to be broken. And it was by Phillips at the far post. The centre-half getting forward from the set-piece. Throw now which Aaron Cresswell will take. Still looks supremely fit, doesn't he, at 36 years of age. Great pro. And it's Sorba Thomas who will come across to take it. It's going to go long. Phillips has stayed forward. Gallagher brings a presence as well. Bit of frustration among the home supporters. Might be a chance here for Gallagher, who battles away gamely. Partially cleared by Elaine. Scrappy passage of play, and Cipriano gives it away once more. Oh, you can hear the annoyance in the home crowd. Packed house this afternoon. High expectations. It's Pearson. That was Seko, the substitute. Stoke with more legs now in that midfield area. Did that come off a Watford player? You can hear the Stoke fans appealing for it. Didn't go out of play by the look of things. And Ngakia. Been quiet this second half. So too's Loser, but he wins the free kick here. Manhoof it was with the foul. Here's Mama. Needs to create something. Just not quite clicking for him in this second period. Do have Nestori Irankunda, the Australian winger, who's very promising sign from Bayern Munich. He's on the bench. He might be an option as the game continues. Adds a bit of thrust, a bit of pace. Inside the final 20 minutes as Ashley Phillips wins the header again. Now Loser. The game has just lost its way a little in terms of rhythm and pattern, and Watford need to regain their composure here as they go in search of a vital winner ahead of two away trips to Leicester and Norwich. Have been something of the draw specialist, though, Watford. Be keen to avoid that this afternoon as Marma gets on the ball. Now he's got two defenders around him. One of those is Talavierov. All a bit disjointed from the home side. They do, though, get a free kick here for the challenge from Manhoof. Now is the time for something special from the home side. They need the best ideas from their captain, Imran Loser, standing over this with Marma. Just one excellent delivery might be enough to win this game. It looks a match of fine margins at this stage. Loser with the free kick. There is a flick on, and Watford are in front. It's Kieran with the strike. The delivery from Loser was spot on, and Kieran the Dane, was in the right place at the right time. And Matty Pollock just says, focus, take a moment. We've got 15 minutes or so here. We've got ourselves in front. Kieran with his 8th of the season. And it was that moment of magic from the boot of Imran Loser. Just onside, Kieran And it was a simple finish, having found that room at the far post. That's the quality that Loser can provide. And Kieran was the recipient. The home side in front, with just over 15 minutes remaining. And for his troubles, he's substituted straight away. How's your luck? And it will be the aforementioned Nestoria and Kunda who comes on, who has a lot of pace and trickery. Chakmatadze has gone off as well. And Musa Sissoko, we know all about him, former Spurs player, will come on to bring his acumen and experience for these remaining minutes. Watford then leading by that one. Kieran goal to nil. Looked as though it was turning into one of those frustrating afternoons for the home side, and the goal wouldn't quite come. It did appear they'd almost run out of ideas. But Imran Loser over that set piece was always going to come up with something, and Kieran did the rest. More changes for Stoke City. And that is Divine Mubama who is coming on. And you would think that Stoke will now go to a front two. Mubama alongside Sam Gallagher. They have to gamble in these remaining minutes. What can Stoke come up with in the remainder of this game? They have been on a pretty bad run. Had that victory last time out against Swansea, but 5 defeats in 6 before that. Do have 2 home games coming up, but still they'll want some kind of reward for their efforts this afternoon. Not been a bad away performance by any stretch, as they almost give the ball away going back to Victor Johansson. Here's Cresswell. Can they find some tempo in their play? Sissoko. Well, how Stoke needs something from Sorba Thomas He's generally been the man to find a way this season. Here he is, the Welsh international. That's a neat idea for Mubama. Might try his luck, Divine Mubama! Wasn't too far wide. Ambitious from the substitute. He does have an eye for goal. The Manchester City loanee. Good technique, good shape on the shot. And just curling past Selvic's left-hand post. And he will have been a relief man. Began the season in the side, Divine Mubama. Got that hat-trick against Bristol City, and then didn't quite kick on from there, not scored since. And Bozanic's been preferred in recent weeks. Carries a goal threat, though, that's for sure. Here's Marma. Good ideas again. Almost ran through for Vivaldo Semedo. Another player on loan from Udinese. Portuguese striker. Hasn't seen too much of the ball since he came on. And you would feel that Watford now, with just under 10 minutes remaining, might be happy to just sit on what they have. Let's see how that pans out. Loser is there tracking back. Marma does well. And so too does Victor Johansson. Saw that early. And arrived with clarity and conviction. Always looks unflustered, doesn't he, Imran Louza, for a central midfield player? So composed. Barely breaking a sweat in there, or so it seems. Well, the relief will be palpable for Javi Gracia, imploring his side to keep working hard as Mubama tries to win the free kick for Stoke and does. Well, he's certainly added a presence since he came on. Went close with that shot just moments ago, Divine Mubama. Did score in the opening 2 games of the season, Divine Mubama. Then he had that hat-trick and seemed as though he was all set for quite a season. Still might be, but has not been in the side of late. Egil Selvik in goal for Watford. Needs to stand strong and close out this game for the home side. He's going to come for it. Doesn't quite get there. Did just enough. And Sissoko, who is always full of running, brings it clear. Now Marma. And that will be a Watford free kick. And will eat up some valuable time. Talavierov going into the book. Won't be too many arguments. Well, you can feel the different atmosphere in the ground now. That goal has changed everything, of course. All the pressure now on Stoke City. But they have defending to do here again, and it's Loser's free kick. Phillips wins the header. Only as far as Sissoko. 36 years old now, the Frenchman, but still full of running, wearing the captain's armband since coming onto the field of play. In the last year of his deal at the club, but still an influence on and off the pitch, and a good man to have on as they try to see out this contest. Here's Ngakia. How much ambition will Watford show in the closing moments of this one? They lead by a goal to nil. Here's Marma. Lovely feet from Marma. Couldn't find Vivaldo Semedo at the far post. Oh, Janssen just about got it away. This man will need to be the architect of any kind of Stoke comeback, Sorba Thomas. We've seen that already. But they are running out of time after what has been a pretty competent away performance. But that one moment, that one loser free kick, Jerem Gore getting on the end of it, and that separates the sides. And as things stand, Stoke are leaving empty-handed. What kind of shift can they make? What kind of ideas can Manhoof come up with? Nothing on that occasion. This would be a confidence-building win for Watford as their season continues to improve and potentially move nearer those playoff places. Again today, just 5 points off them. But here's Talavera for Stoke. Cipriano didn't mean that, but it worked out okay for him, and Selvik does the rest. He's got through a lot of unselfish work in there, Cipriano. Mark Robbins. Some soul-searching for him to do. What can his side find in these remaining few moments? Thomas, good ball inside for Mubama. That was Seko. Seko again, the Japanese player, on as a substitute. Now Cresswell. Seko again, prompting from deep. Phillips comes forward. Anxious moments for the home side as Manhoof delivers. Thomas was on the end of it and he was offside. Good pick out though from Manhoof. Had a good game, Bentona, got most things right, the referee. Handled it well. We are into the dying embers of this contest, and that will be a Stoke free kick. Another yellow card issued. This time, I think, kicking the ball away. The yellow's coming thick and fast now. Watford just trying to slow down proceedings, do a professional job and get over the line. Kunda, we think it was, with the yellow card, the substitute, the Australian, for kicking the ball away as Watford prepared to make one more change. That's Mendy, who is going to come on. And Imran Louza, who created the goal, the captain, will make way. Not his most effective afternoon's work, but nonetheless, such is the quality that he has. He provides the game's defining moment. Such is Imran Louza. Nampali's Mendy, of course, a Premier League winner with Leicester back in the day. A good man to bring on for the remaining moments to see this one out. More of a defensive presence. Header is won by Gallagher in there. And Phillips can't do enough. He's had a good game, Ashley Phillips, the Spurs loanee. Composed on the ball. Aerially, he's been dominant. And as things stand, he can't save his side. 7 minutes remaining. Plenty of time for a twist in this one, as Selvik takes the goal kick. Big header in there by Wilmot, who's been exceptional back there, doesn't deserve to be on the losing side on his return to Vicarage Road. That's a good piece of defending by Matty Pollock, his opposite centre-half. Now Phillips. Wilmot. Here's Pearson. Cresswell. Cipriano, diligent and does well. Just the one defeat at Vicarage Road so far this season. That impressive home record looks set to continue at the expense of Mark Robbins and his Stoke City side as things stand. But they are not there yet. And Ngakia still has work to do. Watford know where this is going. Sorba Thomas with the long throw. Can he find a teammate? Doesn't get it right. Left Phillips too much to do, but does win his side a corner kick. Stoke are still alive in this game. Came out wrong, actually, from Sorba Thomas. Almost worked in his favour. And Cipriano gives away the corner. Jostling, as ever, in the box from a set piece, and Bentona wants a word, this time with Sam Gallagher. 'Twas ever thus. Rarely does a set piece pass without that kind of thing going on in the modern game. Doesn't tend to stop. Here's Sorba Thomas with the corner. Good piece of goalkeeping by Selvik. And Nampali's Mendy can begin the counter-attack, and Watford have bodies forward here. It's Vivaldo Semedo. Can he wrap it up? Vivaldo Semedo, and a really good piece of defending on the line from Seko. Keeps Stoke alive, just. Oh, that was game, set and match. Did pretty well, Vivaldo Semedo, but that was excellent tracking and commitment from Seko. We have around 3.5 minutes of stoppage time remaining as Sissoko tries to just see things out. Seko battling hard again, and wins his side a goal kick. There is still time in the game. And Wilmot. Linking up with Ben Pearson. Now goes more direct. That's easy though for Pollock. Watford won't mind defending those kind of balls. Talavierov for Thomas. Looks for the early delivery. Again, it's too easy for Pollock. And Manhoef had strayed into an offside position. That's disappointing for Stoke. Didn't need to do that, Manhoef. Just had to be aware and watch the line. Can't fault the work rate of Miljan Manhoef. The home fans in fine voice, sensing victory is near. But here's Sorba Thomas. And Gakia was well positioned. And Ben Wilmot can go all the way back to Victor Johansson for maybe one final move forward. It's Phillips on the ball. Now Seko. Sissoko just misjudged that for a second. Wilmot, who's barely put a foot wrong back there, the captain, is Mubama. Good stuff from Divine Mubama. Gallagher on the turn, might break for Manhoef! Well, just for a second, hearts were in mouths among the home support as Miljan Manhoef just wriggled clear. Sam Gallagher on the turn, and there was a touch in there from Ngakia, which just rescued Watford, and Selvik did really well. That might have been the moment for Stoke. Forward again, looking for Iran Kunda. And still, play continues. 30 seconds of the added 7 left. You can't fault Stoke's drive and determination. They're giving it everything. Here's Aaron Cresswell. Good pressing by Ngakia. Had a strong game at right back. Now Seko. Been prominent since he came on. Thomas. These are the final moments for Stoke. And Watford have won themselves a free kick there. Has the final whistle gone? I think it has. It has indeed. And Watford have won this one by the finest of margins. Stoke battled bravely. They gave it everything. But the home side just had that moment of quality from the boot of Imran Louza, the finish from Jerem Gord, and those Stoke supporters and Mark Robbins will be so disappointed. They put a lot into the game. There really wasn't much in it. But their poor run continues as they fall further away from the playoff places. But for Watford, well, the season just gets better and better, and they are going to start to threaten the playoff places if they continue with this run of form. They are a side with no little technical prowess, well managed by Javi Gracia. And they just got over the line this afternoon to begin this festive period with a very, very valuable 3 points. It's Ivaldo Semedo who is down, that challenge right at the death. clash of heads it looked like. There's the man who got the game's deciding goal, Luka Kieramgog. It was one of those games that was always going to be decided by the odd goal, and he was the right man in the right place at the right time and profited from an excellent Imran Louza delivery. His 8th goal of the campaign, and you can see what it means to Javi Gracia